right, today on the ropes, I'm out here at the Oxon Hill Banquet. Look who shows up. Keyshawn Davis, what's good, man?
What's up, G? What's up?
Man, I got to ask you, man, what bring you out to support Oxon Hill Boxing?
Shoot, why not? Shoot, I done heard they the top gym in the country right now with the most national champions. So why not see what's going on out here and what's the big fuss about?
You know, today, man, it was 3 of y'all who were part of the Under Armour Boxer of the Year. Besides yourself, it was Jamal Harvey and Sierra Martinez, man. How special was that from my area, 3 were in the building today?
Right, 3 of us, and 1 was a female, man. And, I mean, that's very special. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming out of the same area, it shows a lot that the best fighters are basically in this area. You know what I'm saying? 2 was males, 1 was female. I mean, it speaks for itself. The proof is in the pudding.
You know, one of the things that you have your own business that you talked about, DB3.
Yes, sir.
And today you gave back to the community, man. And why was that so important for you to give back?
You always got to give back. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where I come from, you don't have a lot. So I grew up needy. So now that I can do a little bit, I'm gonna do as much as I can do, even if it is a little. You feel what I'm saying? And I just grew up like that with that mentality, without really being taught that. It was just put in me and what I was seeing and how I would love to make change for the ones that probably can't do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I got that call. Coach Darrell was inviting me to the banquet, and I knew this was a great first of many opportunities that I was gonna have, and I took advantage of it. And gave back some shirts to the kids and stuff like that. So it was great, man.
You know, matter of fact, how's your T-shirt line going right now?
My T-shirt line going great. I actually just dropped it last week. And, I actually started my own. See, I got one T-shirt line with somebody, and then I actually started my own T-shirt line called Shine under DB3 Enterprises. So that's what I just gave the kids out today, some Shine shirts. I basically came up with the idea because especially in boxing or as an athlete, but just people in general. A lot of people just want to shine, and when you doing things, great things, positive things, like giving back to your community or helping your family out or just doing something positive, you're shining in my eyes. Like you're shining, you're a star. So I came up with that idea, and I got a lot of Shine shirts made and stuff like that. The website coming soon and stuff like that. So yeah, be on the lookout. You know,
speaking of Shine, one of the things that you wanted to do was give a spotlight to the young amateurs. You have a YouTube channel. You know, how was that? How did that all come about, man? Was you nervous when you first got started and going live and talking with the different boxers?
Honestly, it felt kind of weird. Like, I wouldn't say nervous, but it was just weird. Like, I was in front of a camera, but it was like a different style type of a camera. It wasn't like an interview like how we do it now. It was like me having to really engage, entertain my fans and stuff like that. But as I just kept doing it, it became second nature, honestly. Like, I'm still learning, of course, but I actually love doing it. Like, I really love doing it. And the next thing is to just be consistent. The next thing is just to be consistent and just keep it up and keep learning from it. And like you said, it was giving spotlight to fighters, man. I had some fighters up there that didn't even have no fights yet, or just had one fight, or a junior kid that just got on the USA team, a junior, the youngest age group you can get on the team with. So they was all up there asking me questions and giving them opportunities. Like I said, giving back to the community the best way I can. And I'm going about it with it on YouTube now. And y'all can actually follow me up there, Keyshawn Davis. Subscribe to me, man.
You know what's crazy about that? Because it opens up another avenue for you, because now with your personality and how you are and engaging with the YouTube channel, could you see yourself like being on the TV like with the Sean Porters? You know how they doing the analysts with the PBC and the different networks and things of that nature, just talking about the sport of boxing.
Yes, sir. Well, I would love to do something like that, but something similar to that. I wouldn't want to have that as a job. In the future, I'm looking forward to actually just having my own little, some type of a sporty talk show, or like the Kobe Bryant with the detail show and stuff like that. So if I can find a way, an outlet that I can find, even if it's on YouTube, you feel what I'm saying? I would love to just start my own little broadcasting show. And that's something I'm looking forward to, like down the line, my late professional career and heading out.
You know, that's a great point that what you just said, because, you know, we talked about that. For us, by us. And to have your own platform, like even what you were saying, like with LeBron James when he has like the barbershop conversations,
Right, exactly.
that is his thing. That's his platform, and you don't have to conform to a network to have you want to be a certain way, talk a certain way.
Right, exactly.
You can be yourself and have and do your own thing.
Right, exactly. And like, what's better? Actually, in boxing, like, what's better than talking to somebody that's actually living it? And not just living it, but on a different level. A guy that's going to the Olympics, starting out, this is my beginning stages of me. Like, I'm going to the Olympics, I'm gonna be pro, I'm gonna be a world champion and stuff like that. So, who's a better guy to talk to than me? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the very beginning of it, and you can learn from me as my journey continues from amateur to pro. You feel what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna mean more later down the line than it means now. But you gotta start somewhere, and I'm a person that's very proactive, and I don't like wasting no time. And I feel like the time was now to start doing that.
You know, one of the things that you talked about on your YouTube show was the frustration of the amateurs, where here in the U.S. they're fighting the pros overseas, and your frustration to that. Well, you wanted to expand on that a little bit?
Yes, sir, man. I feel like it's unfair. I wouldn't say unfair for everybody, but if it's unfair for one specific group of people, then it's unfair for everybody. If it don't make sense for everybody, then it's unfair to me. And it's a big situation going on right now that in America, we amateur fighters cannot turn pro and still fight amateur. But outside of the country, everybody else is able to do it. People is turning pro, especially in my weight class. People is turning pro, fighting, getting their professional rank up, and still fighting amateur. And the USA is the only country that cannot do that. And that leaves me so frustrated because, especially in the world that we're living in right now with the pandemic, it's like this is actually the perfect time to do something like that to better ourselves as athletes and to get that extra exposure that we deserve being amateur for about over 10 plus years. Talking about myself. And you got fighters out here that's fighting these professional fighters from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and these amateur fighters from the USA are getting seriously hurt by these professional fighters outside of the country. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to the heavyweights. Like when you're a heavyweight, it's a different ball game. Everybody in boxing knows heavyweight is different. One punch can end your career. You feel what I'm saying? And if you got guys turning pro, that's sparring these top level pros in heavyweight, going back down to an amateur fighting these kids, honestly, you're supposed to hurt them, you're supposed to do damage, you're supposed to be way better physically and mentally than them. So I feel like that right there, at least in the most in heavyweights, it doesn't make no sense, and it's ridiculous, honestly. And then also when it comes down to females professionally, they can start off, a lot of these females out of the Olympics start off fighting, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and stuff like that. What is it to them just to go back to amateurs to start fighting 3 rounds and beating up on these little girls? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense. It don't make a lot of sense in heavyweights, in males, or in females. Period, it doesn't make no sense. And they need to cut that rule out. They definitely need to cut that rule out, because I done see guys get hurt, seriously hurt.
How do you think that can change, in your opinion?
People just gotta speak up and let people know. You feel what I'm saying? I know when I get the chance to, I'm gonna speak up about it. Every single time I get the chance to, I'm gonna speak up about it. And if I can make changes, that's what I'm gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? But nothing's gonna change if you don't be proactive about it.
Do you believe, because of the politics involved with the sport and the money involved in amateur sports, that it would be hard unless you have someone who is someone of significance to really put that spotlight on what is going on, like yourself, what is going on with the sport as far as amateur boxing and I guess the unfair disadvantage of what you see?
Yes, I feel like with that plays a part with everything, honestly. And in this sport, stuff can happen like that for real. Just like you hear professional fighters say, they can make that fight happen, but it's up to the fighters if they want to make that happen. Same thing in amateurs. They can change that rule just like that, but we as fighters, as coaches, as family, gotta speak up and let the staff know that it don't make no sense, honestly, but it's not fair also.
I gotta ask, man, how surprised were you to get that ring from Oxford Hill today?
Man, I was very, very much surprised, man.
Man, who you tell? We both. Man, they called me out. I was like, what? They said, man, for all the support, like with the interviews with the young boxers and just being support coming around and just putting the spotlight on them, man. I was shocked, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is one of the best things I ever got in my life, man.
Heavy, man. Shit.
This ain't light. Trust me. I feel like I won the Super Bowl or something, man.
For real though. Big Super Bowl ring.
Man, it's crazy, man. Hey, man, this weekend, man, did you get a chance to check out any of the boxing?
Yes, sir.
What'd you think of that Gervonta Tank Davis knockout, man?
He's great. That man is nothing but great right now, man. He proving everybody wrong, too. He's definitely proving everybody wrong. And, I mean, it really speaks for itself, bro. Like, it really speaks for itself, bro. I'm proud of that man. Because he's actually part of this area, too.
Baltimore, yeah.
Sort of, kind of. We always see each other, like, in regionals. Like, he's definitely a familiar face. I seen him in amateurs and stuff like that. So, and when I got a chance to spar him, it was nothing but good vibes, just like back in the day. So, but other than that, man, he's a great fighter, and he's gonna keep doing what he says he's gonna do. Trust me.
Hey, who you think he fight next? You think it's gonna be Ryan?
Honestly, I think Ryan just said that because it was the right time to say that. If you know what I mean, and
well, you know, he already said. He said Teofimo, whoever was hot at the time, he won him.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I said he said that at the right time. He said Teofimo right after he beat Lomachenko. Now he's saying Tank right after beat Leah Santa Cruz. So he doing what he's supposed to do, promote himself, just like he always do. But who I would want him to see fight next? I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I don't want to let Lomachenko know, but I want to let the world know that this next generation is better to take over.
You know, it's funny that you say that, man. The next generation. Do you feel the next generation is a throwback generation, whereas they
You sound like my mama, man. I swear my mama just said that the other day. She was like, man, y'all remind me of the Sugar Rays and
exactly.
Group where everybody fighting everybody.
Everybody fighting everybody.
We realize coming up, see, our generation is honestly so connected that we see a lot of people saying, man, about the Terrence Crawford group or the Charlos and the group, how they wasn't fighting each other, how they were just coming up fighting these guys that they knew they was going to knock out and getting great performances off guys that they were supposed to beat. So our generation is seeing that they couldn't wait to get the opportunity to prove them wrong. Like now, we're not, as a generation, we're not scared to fight each other, and we're going to show them that we're not scared. And it's starting right now, honestly, and this is only the tip of the iceberg, so y'all keep tuning in.
Now, with that being said, do you feel the promotional companies will stop that? Even though y'all would want the fights, they probably don't want it.
Like I said before, if it's up to the fighters really want to fight, they gonna make the fight happen. If the fighters promote the fight, if you want to fight me on the ropes, and Keyshawn want to fight on the ropes, but our promoters don't want us to fight. If we go to the public, our audience, our fans, right, our supporters, and hype this fight up to the point where the promoters got no choice but to let the fight happen, then it makes sense. If it makes sense, then why would you stop a fight?
All right, last question for you, man. The belts. You know, Floyd talked about the situation of too many belts. Do you feel there's too many belts in the sport of boxing? And what's your thoughts on what you see with the sanctioning fees? Because with the different platforms, WBO, WBC, IBF, we don't own that. But yet, I'm saying as people of color, we the talent. But once again, it's like the football situation. No black owners, so you have no black ownership in none of the sanctioning bodies. But yet, they're collecting fees off your sweat.
Right. I mean, honestly, if I was to get a belt, I don't know too much about the sanctioning fees, but I've been hearing things and stuff like that. But if I was to have a belt, I wouldn't keep it. Okay, yeah, I'm world champion. Everybody know I'm world champion, but I don't gotta have a belt to show it. I don't gotta be world champion. I know I can fight. You don't gotta give me nothing in return to know that I'm world champion. You feel what I'm saying? That's just my mentality in general.
And I think that's what they don't get. Right. People want to see good fights. They don't care about the belt, really.
Right, people want to see good fights.
Yeah.
If you keep putting on good fights, Tank, then you gonna keep being pay-per-view, and you gonna keep getting the money you deserve. It don't really matter about no belt for real. Yeah, you world champion. Okay, put that on my resume. But I don't need nothing that shows that I'm world champion. I'm good without it.
Yep. Once again, man, we gotta get ready to shut it down, man. But I appreciate your time, giving it the raw, uncut version.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out DB3, man. My two brothers, Keyshawn and Kelvin Davis. Tune in to my big brother fight, Kelvin Davis. He fighting December 14th on NBC Sports, man. So yeah, we going up. We going up.
That's
December
what's up,
14th.
man. Appreciate your time as always, big dog.
Yes, sir.
On the ropes, we out.